Now today we shall talk about certain MCQs on digestive system. To start with, question number 1 here now. I shall read out the question for you. The condition in which teeth are embedded in the socket of jawbone is A. Heterodont, B. Acrodont, C. Polyphyodont, D. Thecodont. The answer is D. Thecodont. For the question number 1, answer is D. Thecodont, because in all mammals teeth are embedded in deep grooves of jawbone, and those deep grooves are called theca. The deep grooves are called theca or alveolus. So since teeth are embedded in theca or alveoli, we call the mode of dentition thecodont. Now, question number 2. The dental formula of adult human is A. 3131 by 3121, B. 2133 by 2123, C. 2123 by 2123, D. 3133 by 3133. Dental formula always implies the number of teeth present in each half of upper jaw and lower jaw. So in human being here now, you have 2123 by 2123 into 2. That is incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Okay. So that is the dental formula of adult human being here now, 2123 by 2123 into 2. So answer for this is C. Answer for this question is C. Next, another question here now. Question number 3. Hardest substance in the human body is A. Bone, B. Cartilage, C. Ribs, D. Enamel. You already learned, dear students, now. The hardest substance in the entire human body, which is harder than even bone, is enamel. That is, answer for this question is D. Enamel. Enamel is supposed to be more harder than bone. So it is the hardest substance in the human body. Next, question number 4. I shall read out the question for you. Freely movable tongue is attached to the oral cavity by A. Chorda tendineae, B. Tendon, C. Frenulum, D. Papillae. So it is a frenulum that helps in fastening the tongue to the buccal cavity. So answer is C. Frenulum. Answer C. Frenulum. A frenulum is a thin muscular fold that helps in fastening the tongue to the floor of the buccal cavity here now. Next, 5th question here now. Common passage for food and air is A. Nasal cavity, B. Esophagus, C. Pharynx, D. Oral cavity. So the common passage is for, what is the answer here now? Pharynx is the common passage here now. Okay, the pharynx on one hand opens into esophagus through gullet, on the other hand it opens into trachea through glottis. So the common passage is answer C, it is pharynx. Now question number 6 here now. Entry of food into trachea is prevented by A. Epiglottis, B. Bicuspid valve, C. Sphincter of Oddi, D. Epimysium. So answer should be A, that is epiglottis. Answer is A for this. Epiglottis is a cartilaginous made up of elastic cartilage that lies towards the anterior end of the tracheum and prevents the entry of food into the trachea. So answer for this question is epiglottis. I'll read out the 7th question for you. The correct sequence of the following is, that is, he is asking the sequence of various parts in the small intestine of human being. A. Duodenum, ileum, jejunum. B. Jejunum, duodenum, ileum. C. Ileum, jejunum, duodenum. D. Duodenum, jejunum, ileum. Dear students, small intestine human body is divided into duodenum, jejunum and ileum. The correct sequence is, first there is duodenum, it is followed by jejunum, jejunum is followed by ileum. So the correct sequence is duodenum, jejunum and ileum. So the answer for 7th question is D. Next, question number 8 here now. Opening of stomach into small intestine is guarded by A. Cardiac sphincter, B. Esophageal sphincter, C. Pyloric sphincter, D. Sphincter of Oddi. So the answer should be C, that is pyloric sphincter, because the stomach is divisible into cardiac stomach, fundic stomach, pyloric stomach. Pyloric is the hind part of the stomach that opens into duodenum through an opening called pylorus, and pylorus is guarded by pyloric sphincter. So the answer is C. I shall read out the question for you. Here is the 9th question before you. symbiotic bacteria are accommodated in A. ileum, B. colon, C. rectum, D. cecum. So the answer is cecum here now. In human being, cecum largest symbiotic bacteria, but unlike herbivores, the bacteria do not help in digestion of cellulose, but rather they synthesize certain vitamins which are useful to the human body here now. So in human body, symbiotic bacteria are stored in D. cecum. So answer for this question, 9th question, is D. Now you have question number 10 here now. I shall read out the question for you. Which of the following is divided into ascending part, transport part and descending part? Options are A. ileum, B. colon, C. rectum, D. cecum. Dear students, you already learnt here now digestive system in detail. In human being here now, colon is divisible into ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon and sigmoid colon. So the answer should be for this answer B, that is colon. Answer B, that is colon. Now here is the 11th question here now. I shall read out the question for you. Correct sequence of layers from outer to the inner in the intestine of human is. I shall read out the options. A option, serosa, muscularis, mucosa, submucosa. B, serosa, mucosa, muscularis, submucosa. C, serosa, muscularis, submucosa, mucosa. D, serosa, mucosa, submucosa and muscularis. The answer for this question is C. I shall tell you how it is C here now. If you take cross section of the stomach wall or intestinal wall here now, outermost layer is called serosa. The serosa is made up of simple squamous epithelium and connective tissue. Below serosa, there is a layer that forms the bulk of the wall of the stomach here now. This is mostly made up of smooth muscle fibers. Mostly made up, this is muscularis. Muscularis here now. Muscularis in turn is made up of circular muscles and longitudinal muscles. And below this, there is another layer called submucosa. The submucosa is made up of dense connective tissue. Submucosa made up of dense connective tissue with lymph capillaries, blood capillaries and all. Then you have the innermost layer. This is the innermost layer here now. This is the innermost layer. Now this innermost layer is called mucosa. Innermost layer is called mucosa here now. That mucosa is made up of columnar epithelium. So answer should be serosa, muscularis, submucosa and mucosa. Answer is C. Now question number 12, I shall read the question for you. Stomach layer that has mesothelium and some connective tissue. Options now: A. serosa, B. submucosa, C. mucosa, D. muscularis here now. Here what is mesothelium, you should know that. The simple squamous epithelium that lines various visceral organs is called the mesothelium, and that envelops the blood vessels is called endothelium. Okay, I shall repeat once again. Simple squamous epithelium that lines the blood vessels is endothelium, and that of visceral organs is called mesothelium. So here among these options now, which one is made up of simple squamous epithelium? A. serosa. So serosa is made up of simple squamous epithelium, which is also called splanchnic layer or visceral layer or peritoneal layer. So for the 12th question, answer is A. serosa. You have 13th question here. I shall read the question for you. Correct arrangement of muscles from outer to inner in muscularis of stomach in human is A. circular, oblique, longitudinal. B. oblique, longitudinal, circular. C. longitudinal, circular, oblique. D. circular, longitudinal, oblique. So the answer is longitudinal, circular, oblique. Answer should be C for this here now. Outer longitudinal, middle circular, inner oblique. Okay, so answer is C for this. Answer is C for this. Question number 14. Yeah, I shall read the question for you. Of the following layers, which one forms rugae in the stomach and villi in the intestine? He is asking here now, which layer forms rugae in stomach and which layer forms villi in the intestine of humans? Here are the options here now. A. serosa, B. submucosa, C. mucosa, D. muscularis. So it is the mucosa, C, innermost layer, forms rugae. Rugae are the longitudinal folds in the stomach here now, and in the intestine they form villi. So the answer for this question is mucosa. Answer C. Mucosa is the correct answer. Question number 15. Lacteal, a lymph vessel, is present in A. Hastra, B. Rugae, C. Villus, D. Serosa. So answer for this question is C. Villus. C. Villus, because when you take cross section of the villus here now, villus contains a lymph capillary or lymph vessel called lacteal, a hepatic portal vein and a hepatic portal artery here now. So it has got an artery, it has got a vein and a lymph vessel called lacteal. So the answer is for this is villus. C. 16th question. Here is the question for you. Material that flows through lacteal is A. Coelomic fluid, B. Oxygenated blood, C. Deoxygenated blood, D. Lymph. So obviously the answer has to be answer D here now, because lacteal is meant for absorption of fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, the material which is meant for absorption of the lacteal is meant for the absorption of fatty acids and glycerol. So the material that flows through the lacteal is lymph here now, that is fatty acid and glycerol. In turn they get converted into the chylomicrons into the lymphatic tissue here now. So it is the lymph. D answer. Now here is the question number 17. Goblet cells of mucosal epithelium of intestine secrete A. Enterokinase, B. HCl, C. Mucus, D. lipase. So the goblet cells always they are meant for absorption or secretion of mucus here now. So answer for this question is C. Mucus. Goblet cells of any part of the intestine they always secrete mucus. Next question here now. Crypts of Libercoon secrete. Read out the options for you. A. Gastric juice, B. Pancreatic juice, C. Bile juice, D. Succus entericus. You know very well here now, crypts of liver. What are crypts of Libercoon? Intestinal glands are also called crypts of Libercoon. The crypts of Libercoon secrete intestinal juice or succus entericus. So answer is D. Succus entericus. Next question is now. Here is a question for you. Number of salivary glands in human. A. 4 pairs, B. 2 pairs, C. 3 pairs, D. 1 pair. So the answer for this is C. That is, in human being only 3 pairs of salivary glands are present. 3 pairs of salivary glands are present in human being. In all other mammals 4 pairs are present, whereas human being has only 3 pairs, in which the infraorbital glands are absent here now. Human being has a pair of parotid glands, a pair of sublingual glands, a pair of submandibular glands. Infraorbital glands are absent here now. So in human being the number of salivary glands is 3 pairs. Answer is C. Now question number 20 here now. Here is a question. Salivary glands that are absent in human. Just now I made a mention about this. So infraorbital A, B parotid, C submaxillary, D sublingual. So the answer has to be A, infraorbital. So for 20th question here now, answer is A, infraorbital glands. Now next question, 21 question for you. The largest gland of the human body is, A, pancreas, B, thyroid, C, pituitary, D, liver. You know very well the largest gland in human body is liver. Liver is larger than even thyroid here now. Among endocrine glands, thyroid is the largest, but among all glands in general, liver is the largest. You know, it is about 1500 grams in weight here now. So the answer is answer D. Now 22nd question. Liver lobe is covered by A, tunica albuginea, B, tunica adventitia, C, Glisson's capsule, D, tunica interna. This you have learnt already. Liver lobule is the functional and structural unit of liver here now. Liver lobule or liver lobe is covered by a connective tissue sheath called Glisson's capsule. Okay, so answer for this is C, that is Glisson's capsule, and the liver lobule is the structural and functional unit of liver. Now 23rd question. Here is a question here now. In humans, sphincter of Oddi guards the opening of A, pancreatic duct, B, hepatic duct, C, hepatopancreatic duct, D, Wolffian duct. So answer is C, hepatopancreatic duct. Answer C, hepatopancreatic duct. You know very well, you have learnt already here now. Several hepatic ducts unite to form common hepatic duct. Common hepatic duct unites with the cystic duct, Okay, then later on it combines with the pancreatic duct to form hepatopancreatic duct. Hepatopancreatic duct opens into duodenum. At the point of opening, it has got a sphincter called sphincter of Oddi. So the answer is C, hepatopancreatic duct here. Now, 24th question. Here is a question I'll read out for you. Food bolus forms in A, esophagus, B, stomach, C, buccal cavity, D, nasopharynx. Here is answer. Bolus formation takes place in the buccal cavity. You know. Remember, in human being, bolus formation takes place in the buccal cavity. That is, answer is C. In the stomach, it is called chyme, and in the intestine, it is called chyle. So I shall repeat once again. In buccal cavity, it is called bolus. In stomach, it is called chyme, and in intestine, it is called chyle. C-H-Y-L-E, chyle. So the answer for this question is buccal cavity. That is answer C. 25th question I shall read out for you. Passage of food into stomach is controlled by A, pyloric sphincter, B, anterior esophageal sphincter, C, gastroesophageal sphincter, D, sphincter of Oddi. So the answer is gastroesophageal sphincter. It is also called cardiac sphincter here now. So that guards the passage of food from esophagus into the stomach. So answer is C, gastroesophageal sphincter, or it is also called cardiac sphincter. 26th question. Optimum pH for the action of salivary amylase. A, 2, B, 8.4, C, 6.8, D, 1. So answer is 6.8. It is slightly acidic. The salivary juice is slightly acidic, acts as a pH of 6.8. Answer is C. Now, 27th question here now. Saliva helps in conversion of A, disaccharides into monosaccharides, B, trisaccharides into polysaccharides, C, starch into disaccharides, D, monosaccharides into peptones. Now the answer is C, because it converts starch, that is polysaccharides, into disaccharides. Starch is in the form of polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are broken down to form disaccharides in the buccal cavity with the help of salivary juice. That's why when carbohydrates are acted upon by salivary juice, the end product of carbohydrate digestion in buccal cavity is maltose, which is a disaccharide. So answer for this is C. Now here is a question here now. 28th question I shall read out for you. Incorrect one of the following. Among these, which is incorrect, he is asking here now. A, parietal cells secrete HCl, B, peptic cells secrete pepsinogen, C, neck cells secrete mucus, D, chief cells secrete intrinsic factor. So answer obviously it is D, because chief cells are also called peptic cells. They secrete enzymes, that is pepsinogen and prorenin. Intrinsic factor is secreted by argentophin cells of stomach. Intrinsic factor is also called Cazel's intrinsic factor, that is secreted by argentophin cells of the stomach. So answer for this question is D, that is chief cells or intrinsic. It is the incorrect match. That is chief cells secrete intrinsic factor. That is the wrong matching for question number 28. Answer is D. Now 29th question. Here is a question here now. Substance essential for absorption of vitamin B12. A, intrinsic factor, B, pepsinogen, C, prorenin, D, enterokinase. So answer has to be A, intrinsic factor. Answer for this is A, intrinsic factor. It is also called Cazel's intrinsic factor. Just now I made a mention here now. It is secreted by argentophin cells of the stomach here now. They help in, that is Cazel's intrinsic factor helps in absorption of vitamin B12. Yeah, I shall read out the question for you. 30th question. Here is the question here now. Chyme is that food which is ready, A, for absorption in the ileum, B, to enter into esophagus, C, to enter into duodenum, D, for defecation. So chyme is that food which is ready to enter into duodenum. So answer is C for this, because partially digested food in acidic medium in the stomach is called chyme. Chyme from the stomach enters into duodenum. So answer is C, that enters into duodenum. Question number 31. Here is a question here now. An enzyme helps in digestion of milk protein and occurs in the stomach of infants is. He is asking which enzyme helps in digestion of milk protein and which is present in infants now. Options are A. Renin, B. Amylase, C. Lipase, D. Nuclease. So answer obviously it has to be A, that is renin, which helps in digestion of milk protein. It is present only in infants now, absent in adults. So the answer is A. So question number 32, I shall read the question for you. In the intestine, trypsinogen is activated by A. Renin, B. Creatine kinase, C. Enterokinase, D. Chymotrypsinogen. So answer obviously it has to be C, because enterokinase is the activator for the trypsinogen, which converts the trypsinogen into trypsin, and enterokinase is also called enteropeptidase. It is secreted by intestinal glands. So students remember, it is secreted by intestinal glands. Enterokinase is the only activator of succus entericus or intestinal juice. Rest of the ingredients of intestinal juice are the enzymes. Only enterokinase is an activator. It is also called enteropeptidase. It breaks down trypsinogen into active form called trypsin. So answer for this is C, that is enterokinase. 33 question. Here is a question for you. I shall read the question. Fats are converted into small micelles by A. Lipase, B. Bile, C. Amylase, D. Enterokinase. So answer obviously is B, that is bile juice helps in converting fatty acid and glycerol into micelles in the lumen of the intestine. So from the lumen they diffuse into the mucosal cells Okay, mucosal cells, they undergo some more reactions to form chylomicrons. Chylomicrons later on from the mucosal cells diffuse into the lacteals. Okay, so the answer for this is B, bile juice. Question number 34. Brunner glands are located in A. Mucosa of stomach, B. Pancreas, C. Submucosa of intestine, D. Serosa of rectum. So remember students, the most important concept here now, Brunner glands, unlike all the other digestive glands, are embedded in submucosa. The rest of the glands, you take gastric glands of stomach, crypts of Lieberkühn, of ileum. Okay, then the other digestive glands, they are all embedded in the innermost part of the alimentary canal, that is mucosa, whereas Brunner glands are embedded in submucosa. So the answer for this is C, submucosa of intestine. 35th question here now. Substance that is absorbed by facilitated transport into the blood. So here the options now: A. Fructose, B. All amino acids, C. Glucose, D. Glycerol. Okay, the answer for this is fructose. So fructose from the lumen of the intestine diffuses into the blood capillaries by facilitated diffusion. So answer here is A, facilitated diffusion. 36th question, I shall read the question for you. Material that is transported by both passive and active transport: A. Fructose, B. Glucose, C. Fatty acids, D. Micelles. So the glucose is the correct answer for this. It is transported by both passive and active transport. So answer is B. Question number 37. Proteins coated fat globules transport into lacteals are A. Micelles, B. Chylomicrons, C. Chyme, D. Glycerides. So answer obviously it has to be B, because in the lumen of the intestine, fatty acids and glycerol combine with bile salts and bile juice to form micelles. Micelles from the lumen of the intestine diffuse into the mucosal cells. In the mucosal cells, they get coated with the cholesterol and proteins to form chylomicrons. Chylomicrons by exocytosis process diffuse into the lacteals. So the answer is B, that is chylomicrons. So I shall read out the question for you. 38th question. A condition arises due to the deposit of bile pigments in blood is A. Vomiting, B. Constipation, C. Diarrhea, D. Jaundice. So obviously the answer is D, that is jaundice. Jaundice crops up when the bile pigments get mixed with the blood. So answer is D, jaundice. 39th question here now. An abnormality in which there is an increase in liquidity of fecal discharge is A. Vomiting, B. Constipation, C. Diarrhea, D. Jaundice. So the answer is C, that is diarrhea, liquidity of food which leads to the liquid discharge of fecal matter, that is C, diarrhea. 40th question. Here is a question here. Teeth in human are A. Homodont, B. Heterodont, C. Acrodont, D. Polyphyodont. So answer obviously it has to be B, that is heterodont. Heterodont teeth implies presence of different sets of teeth, that is incisors, canines, premolars and molars. They have different cusps, like incisors are meant for cutting the food, then canines are meant for tearing the food, premolars and molars are meant for grinding the food. So since they have different types of cutting edges, the teeth in human being and all mammals are called heterodont. 41 question. Not a function associated with liver. A. Metabolism of carbohydrates, B. Digestion of fats, C. Formation of bile, D. Secretion of gastrin hormone. So not a function of liver. He is asking which of the following is not a function of liver. Liver does help in metabolism of carbohydrate, that is correct answer. Liver does help in digestion of fats by promoting emulsification and saponification. Liver does synthesize bile. So answer has to be gastrin hormone, that is D. Answer D is the correct answer, because gastrin is secreted by gastric mucosa but not by liver. So 42nd question, I shall read the question for you. Vermiform appendix is a part of or is formed of A. Hemopoietic tissue, B. Digestive tissue, C. Lymphoid tissue, D. All of these. So answer has to be C, that is lymphoid tissue. Vermiform appendix is made up of lymphatic tissue. 43rd question, here is a question for you. Write one of the following is. He is asking you to find out the correct option here now. Trypsinogen is an inactive enzyme. B. Trypsinogen is secreted by intestinal mucosa. C. Enterokinase is secreted by pancreas. D. Bile juice contains trypsin. So all of them are wrong options. The correct option is trypsinogen is an inactive enzyme. So answer is A for this. Answer A is the correct answer. 44th question. The most effective lipolytic enzyme is A. Erepsin, B. Steapsin, C. Tyalin, D. Enterokinase. So answer is steapsin, because answer is B. Steapsin, because lipase is also called steapsin. So among these, the only lipolytic enzyme is steapsin or lipase. Okay, so answer is B. Select which is not true of intestinal villi among these. A. They possess microvilli. B. They increase surface area. C. They are supplied with capillaries and lacteal vessels. D. They only participate in digestion of fats. So the wrong part among this is D. They only take part in digestion. They don't help in digestion of fats. So answer for this is D. They do not help in digestion of fats. 46th question, here is the question. One of the following is not a common disorder of the digestive system. Here are the options now. A. Tetanus, B. Diarrhea, C. Dysentery, D. Jaundice. So answer obviously it has to be tetanus now. Tetanus is a disorder of muscular tissue and nerve tissue. So answer for this is A. Tetanus. 46th question, answer is A. Tetanus. 47th question, here is a question here, I shall read out. Hepatopancreatic duct opens into duodenum and carries. Hepatopancreatic duct opens into duodenum and carries A. Bile, B. Pancreatic juice, C. Both A and B, D. Saliva. So answer has to be answer C, that is it carries both bile juice and pancreatic juice. That's why it is called hepatopancreatic duct. Here is the 48th question here now. A gland not associated with the digestive system of human being is A. Liver, B. Adrenal, C. Pancreas, D. Salivary glands. So answer obviously it has to be B, that is adrenal gland. Okay, because adrenal is an endocrine gland not associated with the digestive system. 49th question. Trypsin digests proteins in A. Stomach in acidic medium, B. Stomach in alkaline medium, C. Intestine in alkaline medium, D. Intestine in acidic medium. Answer for this question is C, that is it helps in digestion of proteins in the intestine in alkaline medium. 50th question. Which of the following are absorbed in the alimentary canal as such? Albumin of the egg, polysaccharides, fat soluble vitamins, proteins. So the fat soluble vitamin, that is answer for this is C, fat soluble vitamins. 51. Assertion here now. Humans can breathe while chewing food. Reason: buccal cavity is separated into dorsal respiratory and ventral oral cavities by a palate. Here you have options A, both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. B, both assertion and reason are true, and reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. C, assertion is true but reason is false. D, both assertion and reason are wrong. So answer has to be A for this, because of the presence of the palate here now, the respiratory part and buccal cavity part, both of them are separated from each other. A person, that's why while chewing also he can respire uninterruptedly due to presence of the palate. So answer is A. 52 question. Assertion, gastric juice of human cannot digest carbohydrates. Reason, carbohydrases are absent in gastric juice of humans. So answer has to be A for this, because both assertion, reason are correct and correct explanation. So answer for this is A. 53 question. Here is the question here now. Assertion, glycerides are important for the body. Reason, glycerides are hydrolyzed into glycerol and fatty acids, which are further absorbed in the intestine by the formation of chylomicrons. Here you have the answer C. Answer C is the correct answer, because glycerides are already the soluble forms of fats, fatty acids and glycerol are also called glycerides, they don't require any further digestion. So answer is, assertion is true but reason is false. So answer is C. 54th question. Here is the question here now. Assertion, bile is essential for digestion of lipids. Reason, bile juice contains enzymes like bilirubin and bilirubinin. So obviously assertion is true and reason is false. So answer is C for this, where assertion is correct and reason is false, because bile juice does not contain any enzymes now, and it contains only bile pigments like bilirubin and bilirubinin, and bile salts like sodium bicarbonate, and glycocholates and taurocolates of sodium and potassium. So answer is C. 55th question. Here is a question for you. Assertion, pantothenic acid deficiency is most common vitamin deficiency. Assertion, reason, macrocytic anemia is a characteristic feature of pantothenic acid deficiency. So answer, pantothenic acid is synthesized even by gut bacteria also. So deficiency is very rarely noticed in the human body here now. And macrocytic anemia is not because of deficiency of pantothenic acid. So both assertion and reason are wrong. So answer is D for this. _56 question. Assertion, wound heals slowly due to vitamin C deficiency. Reason, vitamin C is essential for collagen formation. So answer obviously it has to be A for this, because vitamin C brings about wound healing by promoting the formation of collagen and elastin fibers. So answer is A for this. Both assertion and reason are correct, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion here now. 57th question. Match the following here now. I shall read out the question for you. Match the following reading regarding digestive system and choose the correct one. Here under column 1 you have A, renin, B, bile salts, C, Brunner glands, D, oxyntic cells. Under column 2, 1, fats emulsification, 2, mucus secretion, 3, hydrochloric acid, 4, curling of milk. So the answer is D for this. How it is D? We shall check here now. It says A, renin. Renin, what is the function of renin here now? It helps in curling of milk. So A, 4, that is curling of milk. Curling of milk, it helps in curling of milk. Then next you have B, bile salts. B, bile salts. Bile salts help in emulsification of fats, that is B, 1, emulsification of fats. Emulsification of fats. C, it says Brunner glands. Brunner glands. Brunner glands, what is the correct option here now? They secrete mucus. Brunner glands secrete mucus. So here is 2, secrete mucus. Mucus secretion. Next D option here now, oxyntic cells. Oxyntic cells secrete HCl. So answer for this is D, that is A4, B1, C2 and D3. 58th question here now. Here again another match the following. Here are the options now under list 1. A. Marasmus, B. Scurvy, C. Pellagra, D. Beriberi. Under list 2 you have number 1 niacin, number 2 vitamin B1, number 3 proteins, number 4 ascorbic acid. Answer for this is B. How it is B? We shall discuss. How it can be B? We shall discuss here now. For instance, you take A. Marasmus. Marasmus is due to deficiency of proteins and other calories here now. So here marasmus it is given B 3 answer is given here now. The nearest answer 3 is given, that is it is because of deficiency of proteins, carbohydrates and fats here now. So 3 A3. The next B, under B scurvy is given. Scurvy you know very well, it is due to deficiency of vitamin C. So here fourth option, that is ascorbic acid, it says ascorbic acid, fourth option. The next C you have pellagra. Pellagra is due to deficiency of niacin, that is 1. Pellagra is due to deficiency of niacin 1. Niacin or nicotinamide deficiency results in pellagra. That's why niacin is also called anti-pellagra factor or PP factor, pellagra preventing factor here now. The next you have D, beriberi. Beriberi, D, beriberi, you have vitamin B1, that is second option. Vitamin B1, that is thiamine deficiency results in beriberi. So the answers here now, answer for this question is B. I shall read out here now. A 3, then B 4, then C 1 and D 2. So answer B. So 59th question, I shall read the question for you. This is also match the following here now. Under column 1 you have options A duodenum, B parietal cells, C Paneth cells, D chief cells. Under column 2 there are 5 options here now. 1 zymogen, 2 secretin, 3 lysozyme, 4 HCl, 5 enzymes of intestine. Now the options are A, A5, B3, C1, D2, B, A2, B3, C5, D1, C, A3, B4, C5, D1, D, A5, B4, C3, D2. Here the answer is C. How it is C? We shall talk about this. A, it says duodenum. Duodenum. Now duodenum secretes lysozyme. Lysozyme here now. Lysozyme is a bacterial enzyme that is secreted by the digestive glands of duodenum, that is Brunner glands of duodenum secrete mucus, water and lysozyme here now. The next you have B, parietal cells. Parietal cells are present in the stomach here now. They are also called oxyntic cells here now. B, parietal cells secrete HCl. Parietal cells are also called oxyntic cells. They secrete HCl is the fourth option. C, Paneth cells. Now Paneth cells are present in the crypts of Lieberkühn. They mostly secrete enzymes here now. So I shall repeat the question once again for you. 59th question here now. Under column 1 you have options A duodenum, B parietal cells, C Paneth cells, D chief cells. Under column 2 there are 5 options here now. 1 zymogen, 2 secretin, 3 lysozyme, 4 HCl, 5 enzymes of intestine. Now here is the answer. Answer C is the correct option. A duodenum secretes lysozyme, B. Parietal cells secrete HCl, C. Panel cells secrete enzymes of intestine, D. Chief cells secrete zymogens. So answer is C, that is A3, B4, C5 and D1. Here question number 60. Match the following. I shall read out for you. Column 1, A. Kupffer cells, B. crypts of Lieberkühn, C. serous cells, D. odontoblasts. Under column 2, you have options number 1, salivary glands, number 2, tooth, number 3, liver, number 4, intestine. Now here the answer is B. I shall tell you how it is B here now. A. Kupffer cells. A. Kupffer cells. Kupffer cells, you know very well, they are phagocytic in function. They are present in liver. Kupffer cells are present in liver. That is third option. B. Crypts of Lieberkühn. Crypts of Lieberkühn. They are the intestinal glands present in the intestine. Okay, so here fourth option, intestine. C. Serous cells. Serous cells are present in the salivary glands. Salivary glands have two types of cells, serous cells, mucus cells. Mucus cells secrete mucus, serous cells secrete ptyalin, that is salivary enzyme. Number 1, salivary glands. Next you have D. odontoblasts. Odontoblasts are present in teeth and they secrete dentine. They secrete dentine. So here teeth. So correct answer for this is B. So A3, B4, C1 and D2. So answer is B for this. The question for you. Which one of the following correctly represents normal adult human dental formula? You have options here now. A. 3131 by 31321, B. 3133 by 3123, C. 2123 by 2123, D. 3133 by 3133. So here, what is the dental formula of adult human being here now? So 2123 by 2123 into 2 incisors, canines, premolars and molars. So where is this given in the among the options here now? It is given under C. So answer is C for this, that is 2123 by 2123. 62. I shall read the question for you. If for some reason the parietal cells of the gut epithelium become partially non-functional, parietal cells of the gut become non-functional, what is likely to happen? A. Pancreatic enzymes and especially the trypsin and lipase will not work efficiently. B. The pH of stomach will fall abruptly. C. Steopsin will be more effective. D. Proteins will not be adequately hydrolyzed by pepsin into the proteoses and peptones. So here the parietal cells, you should know what are parietal cells. That is chief cells. The chief cells, parietal oxyntic cells are also called parietal cells. Now the oxyntic cells are also called parietal cells. They secrete HCl and HCl helps in converting pepsinogen into pepsin and prorenin into renin. So a question is saying parietal cells of the gut epithelium become inactive. When they are inactive, HCl is not secreted. As a result, pepsinogen is not converted into pepsin, prorenin is not converted into renin. Obviously, protein digestion will be hindered. So among these, the correct option is D, that is proteins will not be adequately hydrolyzed by pepsin into proteoses and peptones. So answer is D for this. 63rd question. Jaundice is a disorder of A. Excretory system, B. Skin and eyes, C. Digestive system, D. Circulatory system. So you know very well jaundice is due to mixing of bile juice with the blood here now. When there is a blockage of the hepatopancreatic duct, the bile juice instead of entering into the duodenum, it diffuses into the blood and bile pigments get mixed with the blood and thereby they become fatal to the human body by destroying the mature RBCs. So it has, obviously it is Answer C, digestive system. 64th. Which one of the following pairs of food components in human reaches the stomach totally undigested? A, starch and fats. B, fats and cellulose. C, starch and cellulose. D, proteins and starch. So in buccal cavity only carbohydrates get digested. So remaining food enters into stomach in undigested form. So the answer for this would be B, because fats and cellulose, they enter into stomach without being digested. A option, if you take starch is digested, that is not the answer. C option you take, once again starch is given, that is digested. D option you take, once again starch is given, starch is also digested. So the most accurate answer for this would be B, that is fats and cellulose. 65. Here is a question here now. A young infant may be feeding entirely on mother's milk, which is white in color, but the stool which the infant passes out is quite yellowish. The yellow color of stool is due to A, bile pigments passed through the bile juice. B, undigested milk protein casein. C, pancreatic juice poured into duodenum. D, intestinal juice. You know very well that yellow color of feces is due to breakdown of bile pigments. You know, the bile pigments in the intestine, in the rectum, are broken down. Bile pigments in the rectum part are broken down to form urochrome and stercobilin. Urochrome and stercobilin here now. So the yellow color of feces is due to stercobilin here now. Urochrome gives yellow color to urine, gives yellow color to urine, and this gives yellow color to feces. So the answer for this is which one here now? A, that is bile pigments. Okay, bile pigments give yellow color to the feces here now. 66th question. Here is the question here now. I read out the question for you. Which one of the following statements is true regarding digestion and absorption of food in human? A, fructose and amino acids are absorbed through intestinal villi, intestinal mucosa, with the help of carrier ions like Na+. Chylomicrons are small lipoprotein particles that are transported from the intestine into the blood capillaries. C, about 60% of the starch is hydrolyzed by salivary amylase in our mouth. D, oxyntic cells in our stomach secrete proenzyme and pepsinogen. So the answer for this is A, that is fructose and amino acids are absorbed through intestinal mucosa with the help of that is they are transported by active transport here now, or facilitated diffusion, which takes place in the presence of certain carriers like Na+, K+. So the answer is A. 67th question. Here is the question here now. When breastfeeding is replaced by less nutritive, low in protein and calories, now the infants below the age of 1 year likely to suffer from A, rickets, B, kwashiorkor, C, pellagra, D, marasmus. The answer is D, because marasmus is due to deficiency of both proteins and calories. The answer is D for this. 68th question. I should read a question for you. What will happen if the secretion of parietal cells of gastric gland is blocked with an inhibitor? Parietal cells are blocked with an inhibitor. A, in the absence of HCl secretion, inactive pepsinogen is not converted into active enzyme pepsin. B, enterokinase is not released from the claddened mucus. C, gastric juice will be deficient in chymosin here now. D, gastric juice will be deficient in pepsinogen. So here the parietal cells, you should know the function of parietal cells. Parietal cells are also called oxyntic cells. They secrete HCl. So when they are blocked here now, there will be absence of HCl secretion. So answer for this is A, that is the absence of HCl secretion, inactive pepsinogen is not converted into active form called pepsin. So answer is A. 69th question. Here is the question here now. Which one of the following is a correct match of the site of action on the given substrate, the enzyme acting upon it, and the end product? Here A, small intestine, proteins, pepsin, amino acids now. B, stomach, fats, lipase, micelles. C, duodenum triglycerides, trypsin, monoglycerides. D, small intestine, starch, alpha amylase, disaccharides like maltose. So among these, A. Small intestine proteins, pepsin, amino acid, that is the wrong option. Stomach, fats are not dyes, that is also wrong option. Duodenum, triglycerides, trypsin, that is wrong option because triglycerides are not broken down into monoglycerides by trypsin. D. Small intestine, starch is broken down into disaccharides by amylase. So the answer for this is D. Small intestine, starch is converted into disaccharides by amylase. 70th question, here is a question, which one of the following is a fat soluble vitamin and its related deficiency disorder? Retinol, xerophthalmia. B. Cobalamin, beriberi. C. Calciferol, pellagra. D. Ascorbic acid, scurvy. So here retinol, that is vitamin A, is also called retinol. Its deficiency results in xerophthalmia. Cobalamin, beriberi, is the wrong option because vitamin B12 results in pernicious anemia. Calciferol is vitamin D, that is due to its deficiency results in rickets. Pellagra is wrong here. D. Ascorbic acid, scurvy, that is also correct, but he is asking in the question fat soluble vitamin. Only EDEC are fat soluble. Which vitamins are fat soluble? A, D, E, K are fat soluble vitamins. So among these, the correct option is A, that is retinol, xerophthalmia. 71 question, I will read out the question for you. Examination of blood of a person suspected of having anemia shows large immature nucleated erythrocytes without hemoglobin. Supplementing his diet with which of the following is likely to alleviate these symptoms? A. Iron compounds. B. Thiamine. C. Folic acid and cobalamin. D. Riboflavin. You know very well here now, folic acid deficiency and vitamin B12 deficiency will result in anemia, pernicious anemia or macrocytic anemia. So obviously the answer has to be C, that is folic acid and cobalamin. 72, I shall read out the question for you. Secretin and cholecystokinin are digestive hormones. They are secreted in A. Pyloric stomach. B. Duodenum. C. Ileum. D. Esophagus. So I learnt already, dear students, now secretin and cholecystokinin are the hormones secreted by duodenal mucosa. So the answer is B for this, that is duodenal mucosa secretes cholecystokinin and secretin. 73 is the question here now. Epithelial cells of the intestine involved in absorption have on their surface A. Pinocytic vesicles. B. Microvilli. C. Zymogen granules. D. Phagocytic vesicles. So here the intestinal epithelial cells all have small hair-like projections towards that free end, that is small finger-like projections towards free end, which are called microvilli. So answer for this is B. Microvilli. 74th question here now. A patient generally advised to specially consume more meat, lentils, milk and egg in diet only when he suffers from A. Scurvy, B. Kwashiorkor, C. Rickets, D. Anemia. Dear students, you know very well that Kwashiorkor is due to deficiency of proteins here now. So when the patient is advised to eat more of the protein diet here now, it obviously indicates that the person is suffering from Kwashiorkor. That is answer B. 75 question, here is a question. Which group of these three of the following 5 statements, 1 to 5, contain all the 3 correct statements regarding beriberi? Number 1, a crippling disease prevalent among the native population of sub-Sahara Africa. 2, a deficiency disease caused by lack of thiamine. 3, a nutritional disorder in infants and young children when the diet is persistently deficient in essential proteins. 4, occurs in those countries where the staple diet is polished rice. 5, the symptoms are pain from neuritis, paralysis, muscle wasting, progressive edema, mental deterioration and finally heart failure. So what are the correct options among these now? The correct options are 2, 4 and 5. So answer is 2. Answer is A. That is 2, 4, 5 are the correct option. That is deficiency caused, he is talking about beriberi. So beriberi obviously is due to deficiency of B1 or thiamine. That is second option. Fourth option occurs in those countries where the staple food is polished rice. When the people consume polished rice, polished cereals and pulses along with the outermost layer, B1 is completely lost. So obviously they would suffer from deficient B1 disorders. Next, fifth statement, he has given all the symptoms like paralysis, then neuritis, muscular degeneration and all. So the answer obviously is A, that is 2, 4, 5 are the correct statements. 76th question, here is a question for you. Duodenum has characteristic Brunner glands which secrete two hormones called A, kinase estrogen, B, secretin cholecystokinin, C, prolactin parathormone, D, estradiol and progesterone. Students, you know very well that the duodenum has characteristic which secrete two hormones called, they secrete secretin and cholecystokinin. So answer is B, secretin and cholecystokinin. The richest source of vitamin B12, A, goat's liver and spirulina, B, chocolate and green gram, C, rice and egg, D, carrot and chicken's breast here now. So it is obviously the protein diet contains mostly vitamin B12 here now, goat's liver and spirulina. That is, answer is A. 78th question, I shall read the question for you. Which one of the following is the correct matching of a vitamin, its nature and its deficient disorder? A, vitamin A, fat soluble night blindness. B, vitamin K, fat soluble beriberi. C, vitamin A, fat soluble beriberi. D, vitamin K, water soluble pellagra. So among these options, children, first you take the A option, vitamin A, fat soluble night blindness, that is correct here now. Second option, vitamin K, fat soluble beriberi. Beriberi cannot be the disorder because of vitamin K deficiency. C option, vitamin A, fat soluble beriberi, again it is wrong because vitamin A deficiency results in night blindness, xerophthalmia, nyctalopia, so on and so forth. D, vitamin K, water soluble, that is wrong because K is also fat soluble. So the answer for this is A, that is vitamin A, fat soluble night blindness, that is the correct matching here now. 79th question, here is a question for you students. Here is a question, listen to the question carefully. Which one of the following pairs is not correctly matched? A, vitamin B12, pernicious anemia. B, vitamin B6, loss of appetite. C, vitamin B1, beriberi. D, vitamin B2, pellagra. So the answer for this question is D, that is B2 deficiency does not result in pellagra. B2 is riboflavin, it results in glossitis, pharyngitis, then angular stomatitis, so on and so forth. So the answer is D, that is B2 pellagra. 80th question, I shall read out the question for you. Which one of the following pairs is not correctly matched? A, C, scurvy. B, vitamin B2 pellagra. C, vitamin B12 pernicious anemia. D, vitamin B1 beriberi. So he is asking the question, which one of the following is not correctly matched here now? So answer would be B. Answer is B for this because vitamin B2 deficiency does not result in pellagra. All the remaining three options are correct here now. So answer is B. Riboflavin deficiency always results in glossitis, angular stomatitis, chelosis, photophobia, lacrimation, rapid visual fatigue, so on and so forth. So B is the correct option for question number 80. Question number 81, I shall read the question for you. During prolonged fasting, in what sequence are the following organic compounds used up by the body? A, first carbohydrates, next fats, lastly proteins. B, first fats, next carbohydrates, lastly proteins. C, first carbohydrates, next proteins, lastly lipids. D, first proteins, next lipids, and lastly carbohydrates. So the answer for this question would be answer A. That is, when the person is subjected to fasting here now, first the glycogen present in the muscle, glycogen present in the liver is exhausted. Later on, fats are catabolized. Finally, proteins are catabolized here now. So the answer for this is A. That is carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Hydrolytic enzymes which act on low pH are called A, proteases, B, alpha amylases, C, hydrolases, D, peroxidases. So the answer for this is Obviously here now, which enzymes act at low pH? Gastric juice. Gastric juice acts at a pH of less than 2. So answer would be, correct answer for this is answer A, proteases, that is example pepsin, then prorenin and all, which act at pH of 1.8 to 2. So the answer is A for this. 83 question, I shall read a question for you. Stool of a person is whitish grey colored due to malfunctioning of which of the following organ? Here are the options now. A, pancreas, B, spleen, C, kidney, D, liver. So liver, very well, it secretes bile juice. Bile juice contains bile pigments. Bile pigments in the rectum region are broken down to form urochrome, stercobilin, which give yellow color to feces and urine respectively. So when the person is suffering from malfunctioning of liver, bile juice is not secreted in adequate amounts. As a result, there will be greyish colored feces feces. So the answer for this is D, that is liver. 84th question, here is the question. Continuous bleeding from an injured part of the body is due to deficiency of A, vitamin A, B, vitamin B, C, vitamin K, D, vitamin E. You know very well, students, vitamin K is essential for the formation of prothrombin and thereby helps in blood clotting, promotes blood clotting. So when there is deficiency of vitamin K, there will be prolonged bleeding here now. So the answer for this question is C, that is vitamin K. Deficiency results in prolonged bleeding. 85th question, here is the question. Which one is correctly matched? Vitamin E, tocopherol, vitamin D, riboflavin, vitamin B, calciferol, vitamin A, thiamine. So vitamin E is also called tocopherol, that is correct. Vitamin D is riboflavin, wrong, it is called calciferol. Vitamin B, again it is a group of vitamins here now, that is wrong option. Vitamin A is thiamine, that is wrong option, it is commonly called retinol. So the answer has to be obviously answer A, that is tocopherol and E. 86th question, here is the question for you. Which foodstuff should be eaten in deficiency of rhodopsin in ice? A, carrot and ripe papaya, B, guava and banana, C, mango and potato, D, none of the above. So answer has to be obviously A, because the carrot and papaya are abundant in vitamin A. Rhodopsin is the visual pigment that is synthesized from vitamin A. When there is deficiency of vitamin A, the person would be deprived of rhodopsin here now. Consequently, the person suffers from night blindness here now. So the answer has to be carrot and papaya, that is answer A. 87th question, here is the question for you. In the mammals, milk is digested by the action of A, renin, B, amylase, C, intestinal bacteria, D, invertase. The answer for it is renin. Renin is the enzyme that breaks down the milk protein into calcium paracasinate, which is in turn broken down into peptones by pepsin. So the answer is renin, that is option A. 88th question, here is a question for you. A person who is eating boiled potato, his food contains the component A, cellulose which is digested by cellulase, B, starch which is digested by amylase, C, lactose which is not digested, D, DNA which can be digested by pancreatic DNase. Students, you know very well that potato is rich in starch now, and human body starch is digested by amylase. So the answer obviously is B, that is starch digested by amylase. 89th question. Which of the following elements is present in very less quantity in adult? A, vitamin K, B, calcium, C, magnesium, D, copper. So among these students, obviously copper has to be the answer, because calcium, about 12 milligrams of calcium is present, nearly 5 to 6 milligrams of magnesium is present in human body, and potassium, that is A option, potassium is also abundantly present. So the mineral which is present in least quantity in human body is copper, that is answer D is the correct option. Yeah, 90 question. Vitamin B6 is also called A, thiamine, B, pantothenic acid, C, pyridoxine, D, retinol. So vitamin B6 is also called pyridoxine, you know very well. So answer for this is C, that is B6 is also called pyridoxine. Which of the following is correct here now? A, panel cells secrete pepsinogen, B, parietal cells secrete hydrochloric acid. C. Argenta fin cells secrete mucus. D. Chief cells secrete gastrin. He is asking correct option here now. So among these, the correct option is B, that is parietal cells are also called oxyntic cells here now. They secrete HCl. All other options, for instance, you take Paneth cells secrete pepsin, that is wrong here now. Paneth cells are present in the intestinal gland, they secrete digestive enzymes here now. Argenta fin cells are there in stomach, they secrete Casel's intrinsic factor. Chief cells are there in the stomach, they secrete enzymes. So the correct answer for this is B. Animals take phosphorus from A. Water, B. Plants, C. Rock, D. Soil. So obviously animals get phosphorus from plants, you know, where phosphorus is there in their DNA, the nucleic acid, so on and so forth. So when the animals eat plants, you know, they get phosphorus. So the answer for this is B, that is from plants animals get phosphorus. 93 question. Here is a question. Duodenum has characteristic Brunner glands which secrete two hormones called A. Prolactin parathormone, B. Secretin cholecystokinin, C. Enterocrinin diocrinin, D. Gastrin enterogastrin. Dear student, you already learnt here now. Brunner glands secrete two hormones, that is secretin and cholecystokinin. So answer is B for this. 94th question. A child took sugar cane and sucked its juice. Regarding which of the following match is correct? Here you have a tabular form here. Substrate, enzyme, site of secretion of enzyme, product formed. A. Proteins, pepsin, duodenum, polypeptides. B. Starch, amylase, salivary glands, glucose. C. Lipids, lipase, pancreas, fat globules. D. Sucrose, invertase, duodenum, glucose plus fructose. You know very well here now, the sugar cane that is contains sucrose. Sucrose is a kind of disaccharide which is also called cane sugar or common sugar. Sucrose is acted upon by sucrase or invertase. Invertase is the enzyme secreted by pancreas. Invertase is the enzyme secreted by intestinal glands into the ileum part and duodenum part here now. When the sucrose is acted upon by sucrase, it is broken down into glucose and fructose. So the answer for this should be D. 95 question. Which match is true? Vitamin deficiency disease, vitamin and source. The options are A. Severe bleeding, tocopherol, milk and egg. B. Anemia, ascorbic acid, orange. C. Night blindness, retinol, carotene milk. D. Sterility, calciferol, milk and butter. Now if you take students, first option, if you take severe bleeding, tocopherol, milk and egg. Tocopherol is vitamin E is also called tocopherol. It cannot cause bleeding. That is wrong option here now. Okay. Then ascorbic acid is vitamin C. But anemia, it says ascorbic acid deficiency does not result in anemia. So it is also wrong option. Retinol is vitamin A, night blindness, carotene milk. That is the correct option. Fourth option, if you take calciferol, that is vitamin D, does not cause sterility. So the answer for this is C. That is retinol, vitamin A deficiency results in night blindness and it is abundant in carotene milk. Which one of the following pairs of the kind of cells and their secretion is correctly matched here now? A. Oxyntic cells, a secretion with pH between 2 to 3. B. Alpha cells of islets of longer hands that decrease blood glucose level. C. Kupffer cells, a digestive enzyme that hydrolyzes nucleic acids. D. Sebaceous glands, a secretion that evaporates for cooling. So among these options now, first option, if you take oxyntic cells, a secretion of pH between 2 and 3, oxyntic cells secrete HCl. So is nearing pH is nearly 2. And if you take B, alpha cells of islets of longer hands secrete that decreases blood glucose level. That is wrong here now because alpha cells secrete glucagon. Glucagon always increases blood glucose level. So B is wrong here now. C. Kupffer cells, they secrete HCl. They that hydrolyze the nucleic acid, he says it's wrong option because Kupffer cells are phagocytic in function. They are present in liver. D. Sebaceous glands secrete sebum that keeps the skin moist and supple. That is also wrong option. So the answer for this question is obviously A. 97th question. Continued consumption of a diet rich in butter, red meat, egg for a long period may lead to continuous consumption of a diet rich in butter, red meat, egg for a long period may lead to A. Vitamin toxicity, B. Kidney stones, C. Hypercholesterolemia, D. Urine laden with ketone bodies. So here the option has to be hypercholesteremia because red meat, then egg, then butter, all of them contain abundant amount of cholesterol. Cholesterol level will shoot up in the blood here now, so which is called hypercholesterolemia. So the answer is C for this. Ninetieth question here now. The vitamin nicotinamide can be synthesized in our body from A. Tyrosine, B. Tryptophan, C. Valine, B. Phenylalanine. Nicotinamide and niacin is vitamin B3. B3 is synthesized from tryptophan. So the answer is B for this. Tryptophan gives rise to vitamin B3 or niacin or nicotinamide, which is also called PP factor, that is pellagra preventing factor. Curling of milk in small intestine occurs due to the action of A. Renin, B. Erepsin, C. Trypsin, D. chymotrypsin. So the answer is for this question obviously is renin, that brings about curling of milk by breaking down the milk protein casein into calcium para-caseinate. Which of the following digestive juice has minimum pH? A. Bile juice, B. Gastric juice, C. Salivary juice, D. Pancreatic juice. Among these, bile juice pH is nearly 7.6, gastric juice pH is say 0.9 to 2. Salivary juice pH is about 6.8, pancreatic juice is about 8.3 to 8.6 here now. So obviously the answer is B, that is gastric juice, whose pH is about 0.9 to 2.